Do you ever feel like you're always hungry, but never hungry? Do you get confused about hunger signaling? You eat, you're full, and yet you have a craving voice that whispers more. If intuitive eating sounds great in theory, but breaks in real life, your hunger and fullness signals have likely been hijacked. Today, I'll show you exactly how that happens and how to reboot your internal dashboard so food finally feels sane again. By the end of this, you'll know the science-backed differences between hunger and appetite and what scrambles those signals with a simple reset that you can start today. I'm Lisa Jendza, systems thinker and FDNP, a health coach for high performers. After spending 25 years in IT building dashboards and account scorecards, I now build health dashboards so that you can take control of your health. We're going to cover three main parts: hunger versus appetite, the signal layer, the 9 biggest hijackers, and a step-by-step reset to get your signals back. Think of hunger as a physiological need. Fuel low, system pings for energy. Appetite is a desire to eat driven by cues, habits, reward, and emotion. Sometimes they align, often they don't. The key messengers are ghrelin, which tell our stomach it's time to eat. And ghrelin learns your schedule. Leptin, which is released by the fat cells, they could say we have enough. When cells are inflamed or insulin is high, the brain may ignore leptin. And then we have insulin. We've also heard a lot about GLP-1 and peptides. This is your gut and your pancreas, and they help to translate what you ate into satiety. Dopamine, released by the brain, tags food with that felt good, let's do it again, great for survival, rough in a modern food environment. We spend a lot of time on this channel dealing with the dopamine effect of processed food. If you rely on appetite alone in a world engineered for dopamine spikes, it's like clicking every pop-up ad on the internet. We need a firewall. So the 9 hijackers of our signals have been: 1, the hyper-palatable, ultra-processed foods, designed for their bliss point with their salt, sugar, fat, texture combination, which creates a dopamine loop. You'll want more before you're hungry, and you'll keep eating after you're full. 2, we have the blood sugar whiplash, liquid calories, pastry breakfast, grazing all day, spike, crash. Real hunger and rebound appetite get tangled in this whiplash. Sleep debt and blue light nights. Short sleep raises ghrelin, lowers leptin sensitivity, and the translation is louder hunger, softer fullness, more reward seeking. Number 4 is stress and scarcity signals. Cortisol says store energy. Diet rules, intermittent fasting done chaotically, or food moralizing can feel like scarcity, triggering rebound overeating. And then 5, we have circadian chaos. Erratic meal timing confuses ghrelin's clock. Your body stops predicting meals. You get random hunger and late night snack drives. 6, distracted eating. Are you eating mindlessly? If your brain never logs that meal, then fullness doesn't register. And 7, we have ultra sweet palates. Regular exposure to intense sweetness, sugars or other sweeteners, can shift taste thresholds upwards. Natural foods seem flat, and appetite seeks louder flavors. 8, alcohol or the second meal effect. Alcohol lowers inhibition, raises appetite signals, and blunts fullness. Then sleep gets worse and tomorrow's hunger gets louder. 9, gut signal lag. Low protein and fiber, gut dysbiosis, low stomach acid can blunt mechanical and chemical satiety cues. Meals feel less done, so you keep hunting. I can tell you that I have suffered from just about every single one of these. I was very addicted to hyper-palatable and ultra-processed foods. I got very little sleep working swing shift and doing network maintenance in the middle of the night. When you're not sleeping well, you'll crave more sugar, and then from eating a lot of sugar, I was getting sugar whiplash. And then I was never mindful. It was always mindless eating. See, these simple changes, these lifestyle changes, I can help you implement. This isn't a diet, it's a systems tune-up. The first thing we need to do is set up our environment. Make sure that we're placing our protein, our fiber, and our healthy fat as our priority, and hide all those sneaky sugary outliers. We don't need those. Set a schedule. Choose an anchor meal for the next week. Ghrelin actually learns fast. Sleep needs to be a priority, and we need to get off of those screens before we go to bed. So set a screens off time and a morning light plan. Okay, so for the next 7 days, if you anchor your meals, no grazing throughout the day, eat at your set times. If you truly need a snack, build a mini meal that includes fat, fiber, and protein. Examples of this would be salmon plus a roasted veggie with some olive oil, or eggs and avocado with some sauteed greens, chili with beans and a side salad. This stabilizes blood sugar and it amplifies the satiety hormone. Eat veggies and protein first, starch last. You'll see fewer glucose swings and a much steadier appetite. Try using some bitters before your meals. This is optional, but if you do want to try some bitters, swish them around in your mouth 10 to 15 minutes pre-meal. A few drops of digestive bitters, or even a small amount of arugula or a radish salad, because it cues the stomach acids and the downstream satiety signals. 70% done. Pause for 10 minutes. Let the gut and brain signaling catch up. If you're still hungry, continue. Guilt-free. If you're not, it's okay not to finish your meal. And try eating your meals without devices. One plate, one seat, no scrolling. I know this is hard for me too. Your brain needs sensory data to mark a meal complete. Pre-meal caffeine can mask hunger and backfire later. So only have caffeine after the first meal, and alcohol, try to skip that for the first 7 days. And then keep that limited only with meals. Anchor our day with morning and evening light. It is good to see the sun rise and the sunset. It sets our circadian rhythm. We also know that a short walk, 10 to 15 minutes after meals, is better than metformin at managing our blood sugar. Dim your lights pre-bed, maybe 60 to 90 minutes. Protect your sleep and protect your signaling. Check in before every meal. Is this hunger or is it appetite? What would make this feel more satisfying? Think about the temperature of your food, the saltiness, the crunch, the seasoning. Permission matters. And post-meal, 20 to 30 minutes after a meal, ask, do I feel fueled for the next few hours? Permission reduces shame, and shame drives unconscious eating. So pair permission with structure, anchoring your meals, fat, fiber, and protein, the 10-minute pause. Structure is not punishment, it's safety. Shouldn't I stop at not hungry? Well, society lags, and stopping too early creates the very grazing that can scramble our signals. Eat enough to feel supported until the next anchor. What about those who do intermittent fasting? I'm asked, is that good or bad? Well, fasting can help some people. If your eating window turns chaotic, stress is high, or evenings explode, restore the rhythm first. You can test intermittent fasting later and use a data-driven approach for that. Something we do in my system optimization process. If you're a high-performing professional and something is weighing on you that you'd like for me to cover in a video, please leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. And share this. I'm sure you know someone who says they're always hungry or they've struggled with weight and they could benefit from this information.